Hello, this is Yuna Kim in New Zealand, Director of Campervan Travel Agency. Today's topic is about ferries that travel between North and South Island. I'll be giving you tips about what type of ferries to choose from and also about what you can expect from them. When you're traveling in between South and North Islands, it's easier and quicker to take domestic flights. But if you are taking a ferry, you can take the car or camper van you've rented with you. And you get to cruise through Cook Street and Marble Sound, which also has a great view. So I recommend you take a ferry to people who are traveling more than 20 days. I will explain to you how to take the ferry with your vehicle and which ones to choose from.
Hey guys, this is editor / Yuna's daughter Lydia. So the ferries that we'll be talking about today are huge ships that carry not only just people but also cars, camper vans and lorries. When we took new travelers with us, they were all surprised to see how big they were. And so there are two ferry companies that you can choose from, Inter-Islander and Bluebridge. The differences between the two are membership discounts, departure locations, and timetables. You can check out all of them and choose according to your preference. In order to get a 15% discount on your ferry tickets, you need to join a membership. If you want a discount on Inter-Islander ferries, you need to be a member of Top 10 holiday parks. And if you want a discount on Bluebridge ferries, you need to be a member of Kiwi Holiday Parks. And you can also get 10% discounts on the services provided inside the ferries, such as food from cafes, cinemas, and cabins. So we highly recommend you to become a member if you're taking ferries. In order to apply your membership discounts, you need to visit their websites, go to the membership page and find a promo code. And you need to remember to apply this code when you're booking your tickets online. For discounts inside the ferry, you just need to show the staff your membership card and they'll apply the discounts for you. Let's have a look at the map for departure locations. The two harbour cities that the ferries travel from north to south or south to north are Wellington and Picton. And this here is Cook Street. It takes about 3 to 3.5 hours to travel. And if we have a look at the ocean route, the two companies share the same route. If we start from Wellington, it goes like this. And this part here is Marlborough Sound. And finally it comes into Picton like this. So this part here, you'll be seeing Marlborough Sound. And this part is a part of Queen Charlotte Sound. If you look at departing locations from Wellington, Inter-Islander goes from up here and Bluebridge from here. And you need to make sure of where you're headed because Wellington city roads can be confusing, and if you went to the wrong place, it's going to take you a while to get to the right one. Over in Picton, the two departure locations aren't far apart from each other, but sometimes the navigation system sends you straight to the harbour and not to the vehicle check-in area. So Inter-Islander is over here and Bluebridge is here. If you're taking Inter-Islander, you should find the eyesight first and go past it to find the vehicle check-in sign. This will be an easier way for you to find it. And Bluebridge is the opposite way, around this side. And this up here is the office, and there'll be a sign over here that leads you to the check-in area. So if you can find the office first, it won't be hard to follow after. The two companies have different timetables, but Inter-Islander has 3 ferries, while Bluebridge has 2. So usually Inter-Islander has 1 or 2 more operating hours. Also, when you're booking an Inter-Islander ferry online, it shows you which ferry you will be boarding. So if you get seasick easily, you might want to choose the biggest ferry, which is called Kaitaki. Kaitaki is apparently the biggest ship in New Zealand. Other ferries are also huge, but one time my mom has been on the smallest one out of the three, and she did feel a slight, very slight turbulence. We usually take the first ferry in the morning. This is because we believe that it's safest to stay the night in Wellington or Picton and then take the first ferry the next morning. And that's what we recommend others as well. And that's because sometimes if you stay the night at a different city, anything can happen on your way to the ferry, like random roadworks, which does happen quite often actually. And then you could start worrying about that you might not make it in time. So it's best to find a holiday park or a campsite within Wellington or Picton and take the first ferry in the morning. About 10 years ago, my mom was trying to get to Wellington, but she went the other way up to Napier, and she noticed this way too late and was never going to make it in time. So she called the ferry reception and told them what's going on, and they simply changed the ticket to the next day. And this is one of the reasons why my mom prefers ferries over flights, because it can easily be changed with no extra charge. Also, about 2 years ago, we booked the ferry a day later than we were supposed to. We went to check in and they told us we're supposed to be on the ferry tomorrow. But they just told us to hang tight and put us up on a wait list, and then soon after they found us a spot so we could travel that day just fine. And there were no additional fees there either. If you're boarding with a camper van, you need to mention how long the vehicle is when booking online. If the vehicle is 5 to 7 meters long, these are normally 2 to 4 berth, then you should tick camper van. And if it is more than 7 meters long, and these should be over 6 berth, then you should tick motorhome. And this is what we call trucks and buses made into camper vans. Just like flights, you need to check in an hour before boarding time at the latest, so make sure you have enough time for that. And they start letting people board on first before vehicles, so if you're traveling with a vehicle, you'll be waiting in line for about 30 to 40 minutes. This one time we had to wait for about 50 minutes, but we had a camper van with us, so we could just lie down at the back or eat a meal at the table. I guess that's one of the many good things about traveling with camper vans. So when you see the cars in front of you start moving, you can just follow along on board. And the friendly staffs will be showing you the way and where exactly to park as well, so no need to worry there. But make sure you remember where you've parked and which floor you were in as well, so you won't get lost later when you're leaving the ship. Also, make sure to turn off the gas. You're always supposed to turn off the gas when driving a camper van, but some people do forget to close the valve. But the staffs will be also asking you to check, and they'll put up a sign on your windshield to mark as checked vehicle for safety. Finally, I'll talk about what you can see inside the ferry. There are cafes, bar, food court, and I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to bring outside food. If I'm wrong, please comment down below to let us know. And there is a play area for kids, cinemas for kids, and separate ones for adults. And sometimes we saw a magician doing a small show for kids. You can check out the schedule of events on their website. And there are a lot of charging stations for your phones and laptops, so you don't need to worry about losing power the whole 3 hours. And there are different kinds of lounges everywhere. There are sports bars where you can enjoy a beer and watch whatever's on. There are big glass windows with sofas in front of them for you to relax and just enjoy the view. Also, if you go up the very top deck, you can take a breather and watch the view, and there are plenty of chairs for you to sit down as well. Lastly, there are private cabins that you can pre-book online, and these cabins have beds for you to lie down, toilet, and a shower as well. And it's not expensive either, around $30 to $60. They have single rooms, twin rooms, double rooms, and family rooms, but make sure you pre-book it. Here's another tip that not many people know about. If you wish to save some travel time and money rather than staying a night in Wellington or Picton, you can choose to stay the night on the ferry. There is a night ferry that departs from 2 AM or 3 AM, but if you book this with a private cabin as well, they let you come on board from 11 PM. This means you can get into your cabin and sleep through, and you'll be arriving at around 6 AM or 7 AM in the morning. I know it means you don't get to see the great view or enjoy the facilities, but this is for people who are desperately trying to save time and money.
Today, we've talked about how to take the ferry to travel between South and North Islands. If you have more questions, I will make another video to show you how to book ferries online and talk about the ferries in more detail. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have more questions, leave a comment down below. And I'll see you in the next video.